Hello everyone. I am here to share with you today about letting go of control and control of how everything goes. I don't know, this journey is very, very interesting. Everything that I've learned, I have realized that I can unlearn everything. And I don't know where it's going to go, and that's letting go of the control. Letting go of the control of being the neediness of the neediness of any circumstance to be different. I don't know where this will lead, but I certainly feel very, very happy and content with myself, and realizing that that I can choose this above everything, and that's letting go of the control. And it's having the feeling of like, I hope I screw this up, is like so I can learn, you know, like what I realize is that I can learn from it, and I can make certain choices from my own perspective of the way I want to live my life. It's such an incredible feeling. I feel so good about not needing to be validated. And I know I keep saying this, but this is where I am at the moment. It's like, or the approval and validation is within myself that I give it, and I'm so free, and as free as I can be at this moment. And I believe that there's more freedom. And sometimes, you know, I felt like I had chains around me and stuff, and it sounds really, really dramatic and traumatic and everything, but I know that a lot of people can relate, and if you can't, then that's cool too. I let go of that control of needing to have anyone validate my point of view, or to I don't know, to let go of let go of where I'm going in my life and what goals I have, and what, you know, all those things will arise. And hello guys. So my battery cut off because I never can seem to recharge it. And I don't know, what I was talking about just earlier is just letting go of the control, and it's really interesting. Like, I feel I'm in a time right now where I feel like so happy and content in myself because of the choices I've been making and changing the way my head thinks, or allowing my head to think its old things, and to realize that all of it's impermanent. And you know, this is perhaps a radical view on life, but I have a lot of support with like-minded people that support this way. And I guess in some way it's like your mind needs some kind of validation also too. It's interesting to recognize that, because I don't know, it feels comforting to relate to things that you realize, or that people have put down words to express their feelings that I can totally relate to. Anyhow, it's like, I don't know, like, I'm in a beautiful space at the moment, and I realize that I'm leaving everything up to the universe, and I'm just more or less like just letting go of the need to be anywhere other than I am right here, right now. And you know, my mind has changed so much that I don't relate to my thoughts in the sense of that they're concrete, because thoughts come and go, and then there are thoughts about thoughts, and thoughts about those thoughts, and then you're overwhelmed, or you know, positive or negative. And I'm certainly talking about positive or negative, you know, like I've talked about before. And but I certainly recognize that, and there's so much bliss that I experience currently, but also, like, I realize that the dreams that I chased, or the goals that I had before, are are still there. I mean, you know, they're like, I've achieved a lot of my things, a lot of my goals. And what I used to look for was like, I wanted to be successful, and I guess that successful was what it looked like on the outside, or what it looked like on my CV, or you know, my resume, that I would be like, you know, like that it would look so good. I have a resume that looks really, really good, and I realized that what is on that paper is so different from how I feel and how I am as a person, and what it means. And I used to think that you know, for lack of a better expression, the search for being number one, or the need to be number one, was like subconscious. And I guess that's some kind of social contract that I've made earlier in my life, that, you know, I would want to be number one, or, you know, it's like a dead end. And realizing that doesn't mean that the mind doesn't come up with some kind of thing, because it does. Like, you know, sometimes during the day, it's like it can come up with some kind of irrational comparison to something, and look and project onto another person, and to feel like, you know, I would be happier if I was them, or if I had this or that. And I realized, wow, that this trap that I would subject myself to, in a way, would be kind of like, yeah, it was just, there was a lot of suffering inside that, you know. And I don't want to sound really, really dramatic in the sense that I'm really sad, or like all this stuff. It's just so interesting to recognize that there is such power in the way we think about things, and the way we've been thinking, and conditional responses to circumstance. And it's really, really valuable to share this, because I feel very connected with that, and with that source that creates the possibility. And I let go of the control of need of that and everything, and the security, the feeling of of security. A question like security, what is security? Is it external, or is it internal? And I believe it's internal. And the security that I can feel, as though like there's really perhaps no such thing, but ironically, maybe it is security in the sense, because I can let go, and going with what is, and feeling that I don't need to achieve anything to feel my own self-love. And it's like a journey, and that's just like, it looks as though that's the pinnacle, or like it's paramount to existing. And for me, it's the self-love thing, and I have to shout it out really loud, because I didn't have that, and I thought I did, and I thought I was really cool, and I thought, you know, my ego was really, really super cool, and I mean, like, and I was just like, you know, fun, and no, and all of that is there. But I think that so I'm not the ego, and that's what's really, really cool. And this radical point of view is becoming less radical because I think the old paradigms of how we used to exist are basically collapsing, and you can see that in worldviews and so on and so on. And you know, I'm really, really curious, so I'm just gonna stop trying. I'm just gonna stop trying and just be. And you know, I just know that I love what the universe will provide for me. And I don't know, I'm basically, at the moment, I'm like, I stopped like searching for work or jobs or anything. And that kind of has been there for me for a long time, and I'm really honest about that, because I really believe it's such an incredible, magical thing, because I have a lot of work that comes to me. And even if it didn't come to me, I don't know what would arise. Like, I don't need it. I want to. I want it. But I don't need. And that's such a beautiful space to be in. Like, I don't need it. And you know, like the things that I just being honest and true more and more and more, like, and I don't care. Like, of course, you know, I care. How can you say, you know, when I say I don't give a fuck or I don't care, of course, it's not about intruding on someone's space or getting into their face and like, I don't fucking care what you think about me. It's more or less about how I choose to live my life, and about my work, and about, you know, because I think that that has changed, and that approval or disapproval is illusions, because they are, I don't know, they are not, I don't need to validate. Work is work for me. It doesn't have to be the best, or it have to be, you know, whatever it is. It's just work, and I always put myself into it, and, you know, some days I don't want to work, and some days I do. And I'm leaving this all up, and I'm letting go of the control of the need or think I need to control anything. And I love that, and I just, you know, does it arise? Of course it arises. Everything under the sun arises in the mind and in my head, and it subsides, and it goes, and so during the day I have many moods and reflections and emotions and things like that, because I'm open to all of it and feeling it. And sometimes it feels like a roller coaster, you know, it feels like this and that. But behind all of that, I feel really good. And I feel really good and powerful. You know, on the other side, you know, I can also feel like a weirdo. I can feel like you know, labels of like really, I don't know, weird but authentic. And I can feel also that I have an attention-seeking behavior, and I guess my ego would like that. And so, but it's not about that either. It's not about any of these labels. You know, it's like labels. I don't know, labels. Male, female, I don't know. You know what I mean? Gender. Like labels, wife, husband, partner, son, a grandson, all of these kind of things. Name, Maurice, my name. All of this stuff is just weird when I look at it, because under those labels and titles we're supposed to be certain things, man, woman, you know, and all of that is so weird for me at the moment and present, and you know, and labeling even work and like everything. For me, it's really interesting to say this, but of course preferences and choices arrives, and the judge arises in my head about what I perceive, or what kind of, I don't know, my preferences, what kind of performances I like to see, what kind of dance, which is predominantly my profession. But what I think about this, that video, this work, that artwork, all of this kind of thing, and you know, like people who are not as good at dancing, or less technical, or just maybe look really bad, it's really beautiful to me, because everything is beautiful, even if it's dark and ugly, and it's a really beautiful space to be in, to let go of the control. And my feelings that I have right now are part of that. And this feels so good to allow for my feelings, just to. But this is normal, you know. I feel so happy. I feel so happy and content, and like I never knew this about me. And it's all because I love myself, and because I allow myself just to look at myself and accept my dark sides and accept my light sides, and realize lighter sides, and my happiness, and the constant place to be able to choose, the constant awareness of being able to choose how I respond, and how I want to shine my light, and how I want to be my colorful self. And Just that. It's like so beautiful. Yeah. I have respect for every person because the compassion or empathy I have because of the way I choose to respond to my life has brought me so much compassion and live and let live and unapologetically. Oh, it's such a beautiful thing. I just want to share that with you, and I let go of control. I let go of trying and be brave enough to do that because people will not understand it, and I don't need for people to understand it. I don't even understand it sometimes, but I choose it, and I choose it because it feels so good. It feels loving and authentic and healthy and relieving and comfortable. Just that beautiful. Thank you so much for watching my channel and sharing with me, and hope you have a beautiful day, beautiful week, and I'll see you when I see you. Ciao.